Hello my friends and welcome back to my channel. I'm Ashley if you are new, and we're going to plan in these daily pages. Now today is Friday and I'm going to show you how the last week that we did is turning out. So it was really fun. I'm really loving these dailies. I think it's super fun. It's making me do it well in here. This is today. I'm really trying to fill it out, and I'm really loving the way that it is working for me. So we're going to keep going. So I'm going to be using this mini kit from Wild Summer Designs. It does come with day cover-ups, and it comes with this really cute deco, and it comes with some fun stuff that we're going to be using, and we're just going to get going. So I've also pulled some washi to use because that's not going to be enough. And we're just going to go for it. Alright, so I hope that you guys are having a great week. It's been crazy, but you know. Alright. Already getting interrupted, but that's okay. You know, life is full of interruptions, and you know, that's just how it goes. This is not how I did it before. So I need to decide, do I want to do it the same way or different? And I think I'm going to do it a little bit differently. But I need my ruler, and I think I saw it. Yeah, I did see it over there, but it has been moved. Of course, because why would it not? But I did find my blade. Now, whether this is the bad one or the good one, I don't know. It's a good one. Okay, good. So at least there's that. I'm waiting on UPS to deliver a package to me, and I hate waiting for it. It makes me feel so antsy. Like every time I hear somebody, I'm like staring at the road like, is that it? And it's not. So, I'm one of those anxious people. I don't like waiting. Now, this is probably going to be extremely crooked, and you guys are just going to have to laugh at me and just move on, because you gotta love me, you know? You gotta love the crazy ways that I do things. You gotta love the fact that I don't ever do anything professionally. You gotta just love me, and, you know, that's fine. I don't mind if you laugh at me a little bit in the process. That doesn't bother me at all, because I know I'm ridiculous. I get it. But you know what? In my life, sometimes you just gotta go with the flow. And I don't care if these are the same. It's really not that big of a deal. I'm just, like I said, totally going with the flow. And for some reason, I feel like I had room to do it this way the whole time. I was just trying to give myself room for the day covers to not go on correctly. And I know this is like so crooked. I cut this like so crooked, and it's okay. We're just going to go with it, and by the time we put everything down, you won't even really notice. And maybe you will, but I won't, because I'm not a perfectionist, and things don't really bother me that much. Okay, so we're going to go for two. Do I want to just continue on, or do I want to lay out the whole thing? Okay, another thing that I need to do is I need to grab some glitter headers, because I don't have any in here, and I do want those. Okay, so let's see. My little precious boys are climbing the stairs really loud, and that means that their brother is gonna wake up and I'm going to cry. These are pretty spot on. Like, the orange color is really kind of not, but we're gonna use it anyway. But every time, like, there's also the recycling truck that's going by my neighborhood, and so every time it goes by, I'm like, what's up? And it's not it, and so I feel like a complete idiot. But, oh, that's not where I put that. But I just want the UPS man to come, you know? I just want my package, sir. Please. And I hate that sometimes they come in the morning, and sometimes they come in the afternoon, and sometimes you never freaking know. I hate that. I don't love it. And I also hate that my 3-year-old is so loud that inevitably he screams throughout the house no matter what he's trying to communicate to anyone. Because Jensen's asleep. I want him to stay that way. So today has been super interesting for me, and I'm sure I'll talk about it in 1,000 different videos, because one of the downsides of doing lots of videos is that you're chatting, right? But you're typically chatting about the same kinds of things, like your day, what's happening, what's going on with you, and you tend to kind of repeat yourself a lot. So I might do a video this week. Today's Friday, but I might do 5 more videos today if I have the time, and that means that I'm doing a video for next week or for whenever, and that means that you're going to hear the same story, 5 different videos for all different time frames. And it's funny to me because people that don't really do YouTube, they're always like, oh, I'm so sorry about the death of your dog. And you're like, oh, that, you know, or you know what I mean. I'm so sorry you got gum in your hair or whatever. That happened like 3 weeks ago, but you just now edited and published the video. You know what I mean? Like, not to say that that is not still appreciated, but they think that you're going through it now. You know, is there anything I can do? Like, are you okay? And you're trying to explain to them that, you know, it's just, it didn't happen today. You know, it happened 3 weeks ago. See, you hear their cycling truck? So loud. So loud. Wow. So insanely loud. One thing I like about this planner is that this is not lined, so no matter what kind of checklist you use or whatever, it's not too loud. I'm also pulling these in from Glam Planner because I thought that they went decently, and so that's what we're gonna go with, and I think it's just fine. Okay, and then I put this here, and this, oh, I put this at the bottom, but I don't care about that. Put it at the top, that's fine. Okay. And then I don't have enough headers to do another header, but let's do a little bit of washi to separate, so we won't have to use so much Tombow because I'm on my last one and I have to order some more and I keep forgetting. Okay, and then I wanted a little things, but I don't have any more, so let's see if I can just grab some quickly. The chances of that are like nothing because I want it to happen, so will I be able to do that? Who knows? I like this one because it says notes. I don't know who these are from, but there's like a big sheet of them, see? And I feel like there's not really purple in here, but it is fine, right? Let's just pretend it's fine. And we're just going to use a little bit of this washi here. And we're going to put this down at the bottom for notes. Excuse me. I still have this dry, annoying cough that just refuses to go away. My sister, who is pregnant right now, God bless her, she's pregnant with her second, and she usually has like pretty rough pregnancies, like, you know, not fun ones. And her and my mom just moved. Oh, here they are. And my mom just moved, and when she moved, my dad, like, I don't really know why. I'm kind of confused. I don't really know why this happened, to be honest with you. But for whatever reason, after they moved, he was like, why don't you go down to the beach while you have the chance? No clue. I think it was because she had a break from school or something, and she like loves the beach, so I guess that's what it is. I don't really know. I didn't really ask, to be honest. Like, I'm just, okay, cool. You're going to the beach? Oh, cool. You know, I just, okay. So, do I feel like it goes well with this enough to do it with the glitter headers? I mean, I feel like it does, but we're just going to do it. Anyways, they went down to the beach, and my sister, she invited us to go, to be fair, but, you know, it was just kind of short notice. It's very expensive for all of us to go somewhere like that. I didn't want to really go without Joshua right now, and we've been going through a lot as a family. And it just didn't seem like the best of time. Plus, like, we're still dealing with the whole car situation. I don't know if we're ever going to get his car fixed. Like, it seems like we're never doing it at this point. And so we, you know, that would leave him kind of strapped for transportation issues. He would have to drive his car a lot, and it's like been acting up more and more. And he's finally found somebody he thinks who's going to do it for a decent price. I don't know. It's just a big mess. So I didn't go. Moral of the story, I didn't go. So her and my sister go down there, and they're only there for like, they were supposed to leave Tuesday, but then she closed down her house late, and then it was this big debacle, and then they still went, which I thought was insane. Like, why are you still even going? Because of all of these things that have happened to make your trip shorter and shorter and shorter. Like, just don't even go. Like, it's not even worth it at this point. But they did. So they go down there, and they're supposed to be there from Tuesday and leave on Monday. And they ended up going on Thursday, and they're leaving on Monday. Well, you know, I wouldn't have traveled that far for that amount of time, to be completely honest with you, because it's not that close by. It's like 6.5 hours away. So to me, but granted, I have 4 children. So 4 children in a car ride for 6.5 hours is a feat. And, you know, I want to get the most out of the trip as I possibly can. I'm not just going to go for a couple of days and pop in and pop out. Like, that's just not my thing. So, you know, they only have the one kid. My sister only has the one child. And so it wasn't quite as big of a deal for them to go. So there's that. But they go Thursday, and then, you know, why they didn't check the weather before they left, I don't know, but it was literally raining the entire time. They got 2 hours between the beach and the pool on one day. Oh, no. And then 2 hours between the beach and the pool the next day. So it was like no time at all. Ugh, that sucks, and that's annoying. I'm not going to use this one because it's torn, and I don't have a glue stick handy, and that sucks. But I do have an extra, so I'm just going to use this one. Anyways, and so they got 2 hours one day. They get there at like midnight on Thursday. And then they have like 2 hours on Friday and 2 hours on Saturday. And when they go to dinner Saturday night, my sister's like ear starts like flipping the heck out and hurting her so badly. Her throat's hurting, her ear's hurting. She's like freaking the heck out. Then her kid wakes up in the middle of the night screaming with her ear. And so the next day they go to an urgent care down there. And for sure they have like ear infections. And my sister's eardrum is about to rupture, because hers is so bad. And my mom's like, oh, well, since you're not feeling good, why don't we just go ahead and go home now? So they come home on Sunday. So they left and got there at midnight on Thursday, and they come home on Sunday, and they only spend 4 hours total in the sun. Can you just tell me how that was a good idea? I don't know. But anyways, my sister, I called and checked on her today, or I texted and checked on her today. And she said she's feeling a little bit better, but her ear is still hurting. Like, it was better and now it's getting bad again. Like, that sucks. I've never really had issues with ear infections, but my boys have. And it sucks, you guys, because there's really not a whole lot you can do about it. Like, you know, it's like when your tooth hurts, you know, you can't fix it. There's nothing that you can do. You can't touch the pain and fix anything about it. So it's just like you feel powerless, and that's part of the reason why you're sitting there freaking the heck out, because there's nothing you can do. And that's the way I feel when it's like that with somebody else. Like, I feel so bad for them because there's nothing I can do about it. It's like beyond my control at this point. And I hate it. Like when my kids have ear pain or, you know, I mean, any kind of pain, really, when you're a mom. But like when they have ear pain or when they have stomach pain or any of that, and there's like nothing I can do to fix it, I start to flip out. And I know that's crazy pants. And you're like, calm it down. But seriously, I hate when my kids don't feel good and there's nothing I can do. When Killian woke up in the middle of the night and he broke his arm, oh my gosh. And then there was like, he was screaming, please help me. Please, Mama, help me. Help make it stop. Please, Mama. Oh my goodness. Like, I'll do anything, baby. Like, what are you supposed to do? There's nothing you can do about it. And you just have to love on them. And that's it. That's all you can do is not making it better. And they're freaking out. There's nothing you can do. And I hate it. Like, I felt so bad for him, but he was such a trooper. I mean, granted, when Killian broke his arm, if you guys are new and you don't know the story, when Killian broke his arm, he was asleep on the top bunk, and he had wriggled around, fell off of the top bunk. It was his last time of ever sleeping on the top bunk, by the way. Wriggled around somehow, fell off the top bunk, and fell directly on his humerus and broke it in 2 places. And what the heck, you know, like, what the actual heck? And he was woken up out of a dead sleep by his arm breaking. I mean, you know, that can't be fun. I've never broken my arm, but that can't be fun. Actually never broken a bone except for my pinky toe, the same pinky toe, twice because it didn't heal properly. So I could probably break it again, like really easily. Hopefully I won't, because it's really just more annoying and kind of gross because it sticks out more than it's like extremely painful. I wouldn't say it was extreme pain to break your pinky toe. I mean, it hurts pretty bad, but it's not like death. You know, like I can handle it. But I have a pretty good tolerance for pain. I mean, I have had 4 children, and only one of them was with little pain. All of them have been a little bit, whew. But the second one, Killian, was my easiest, and he wasn't that bad. Like, I got meds like super fast because Tristan was such a nightmare that I made sure, like, I told everybody in that hospital, like, I'm ready to advocate for myself if you don't do a good job, so you best do a good job. I had a horrific nightmare of a birth the first time. I'm not doing that again. And they were very attentive to me. So I had a good experience with him, but with Tristan, it was rough. Alaric came early enough. He came a little too early, and so they couldn't, like, not too early to be healthy, but too early for them to intervene until my body was like, okay, we've passed the point of no return. I'm going into labor with or without you. Then they can intervene. But until then, they can't, because just for, you know, safety purposes, like if they push your body to have the baby and then it's before it's ready and there is something wrong, then they would be held liable for those things because they took the action to take your baby before it was ready to come out. And so they can't, like, intervene and help you but so much or so far into it. And so Alaric, I had to labor for a good bit before I was able to have any medicine, which was fine. It wasn't that long. It was probably about 5 hours total before I could have anything. And then they could start to help. And then I got an epidural. So with Jensen, I wanted to do I wanted it to be unmedicated. And then I went into labor even like a week earlier than Alaric, so they really couldn't help. And I got stuck at 3 centimeters. and I was stuck at 3 centimeters. Why I'm talking about this right now, I have no idea. Just rambling on. I got stuck at 3 centimeters for 14 and a half hours, and they couldn't do anything about it. They couldn't do anything to help me. Then after a while of just, like, they didn't want to send me home because I lived almost an hour away from the hospital. So they, after, they stripped my membranes after about 12 hours because it was either that and we were going to have to do something to kind of try to push me in that direction, or I was going to have to go home, and then I was probably going to have my baby in the car, like trying to get back there, because the contractions were so bad that there was no way that I could have known without someone consistently checking me, because it felt the same intensity regardless if I was progressing or not. So I probably would have just had my baby at home or in the car. And so I was a little too nervous to do that. And so, yeah, I was stuck, and I went through 17 hours of labor with him, but 14 and a half were without any medication. And by the time I got to hour 15 and she said, okay, you've progressed enough, I was tired. Your girl was just tired. I had been heavily laboring for 14 and a half hours by myself while my husband was snoring on the freaking pull-out couch in there. And I was freaking exhausted, okay? I was tired. My body was tired. I just didn't have the oomph in me. I think if I would have had like a coach or like a doula, I probably could have just pushed through and made it. But I was so exhausted. I had been up all night pacing, walking around, walking, bouncing on the labor ball, walking, bouncing on the labor ball, squatting, squats, bouncing on the labor ball to try and get past that. Oh, because those contractions were not letting up, girl, but they weren't doing nothing. They weren't doing me any favors. They were laughing at me, and I think he was just holding on. And then I have no idea, again, why I'm telling you the story, but I totally am, so we're in it now. Too late. And so when one of the nurses came to check how I had progressed and how far I had dilated, she reached in there, and she screamed. Yep, that's not really what you want to, it wasn't like a scream out in like, ah! It wasn't like that. It was like like a surprised, oh my God. And I said, what? I mean, that's not really what you want to hear when someone has their hand like deep in, And she said, he grabbed me. And I said, what? Like, there's a thing, a person, a entity in my vagina that's grabbing you? Like, what do you mean? She said, he grabbed my finger. Oh, come again? So what? He grabbed her finger. I said, is that possible? Like, how? And she was like, oh yeah, it does happen, but it's very, very rare. It doesn't really do that very often. That doesn't really happen. But he pushed his hand up through the sack and he said, get the heck up off my head. And he grabbed my finger and then he pulled it and scared me. Oh, okay. So now I have people grabbing other people's fingers, and that's really weird. So yeah, that was Jensen before he came out. So you can imagine what his personality is now. He was already grabbing people from outside inside the. He was grabbing people on the outside from the inside of my womb, like. So that's fun. But yeah, I have all kinds of interesting stories when you've had 4 kiddos. And I can't even imagine, like, the mamas who have had 7, 8, 9 kiddos, the stories that they have. Because I have some fun ones. And most of them involve Joshua sleeping on the couch while I am terrified and pacing around the room and trying to birth a baby, you know? And I was so mad at him. Like, I can't even lie to you. I was so mad at him. And the nurse was like, oh, sweetie, they all fall asleep. They're all like that. It always happens. And I was just like, I don't care. I'm so tired of this right now. Like, I'm in such pain. And he's sleeping, snoring loudly. Which, I mean, obviously, you can tell by that I don't, like, cry out when I'm in pain. I suck it up, and I'm very quiet when I'm hurting. And so it's not like I was, like, screaming in pain and he was sleeping through it. But still, dude, like, you put this here, and now I'm trying my best to get it out, and you are offering no moral support whatsoever. You're just snoozing the day away, or the night, in the middle of the night, in that case. And at about 2 o'clock in the morning, I was just crying. All I could tell myself, I kept looking at the clock, and what I would do is I would be like, okay, you're going to make it for 15 minutes. You are going to walk and pace and squat, and you're going to breathe through these contractions and try not to fall out on the floor because they are that painful. And you're going to breathe through the contractions for 15 minutes, okay? That's what you're going to do. If you can make it 15 minutes, girl, 15 minutes, you make it, and I will let you sit down. That's what I would tell myself. And then I would do 15 minutes. And when 15 minutes went by, I would sit on the labor ball and do that for 15 minutes. And then I'd get my butt back up again. Because there wasn't no way I was laying in that bed through all of that pain and not helping my cervix progress and having to do this for 24 hours. Yeah. You know, it just makes me think, like with Mother's Day just passed and all of the things, it just makes me think of what we mothers go through. And, you know, I'm not dissing dads or like trying to down them or anything like that, because I love my hubby. I really do. And I appreciate everything he does for our family. I truly, truly do. But, you know, when I sit there and think about that, there was this TikTok that I watched and it really got to me. I actually like burst into tears, which I literally never do. So you see, it was an emotional response. And it was this pastor, and he was talking about how, you know, you have these people and these women in the corporate world, and you ask them what they do, and they're like so happy to tell you. And they're like, oh, I'm so-and-so and so-and-so of this company or whatever. And then you ask the lady sitting next to her, and she's all ashamed with her head down. Like, I'm a stay-at-home mom, and acts like that's like the world's worst thing. And he said that makes him so angry. It makes him furious, because why would you be ashamed? Why would you hold your head down? And our society has like bashed you for wanting to raise your children. And it really encouraged me a lot, you know, because that is me. Like, oh, I do this. Because I used to work full time. And, you know, now I don't. And I stay home with my kiddos. And because of that, I know that there are people that they look down on you, you know? Or what's worse is when your husband answers for you, because they ask him what he does, and then they ask what you do, and like he answers for you, and you're like, okay, so I can't answer for myself now. I'm like, you know, it's so lowly that you have to answer for me like a robot, and I'm just, but you know, it's not like that. And we need to give ourselves more credit and demand more credit for it. Like, what we're doing is very, very important. And it's not an easy thing either. And, you know, that's just moms in general, whether you work outside the home or not. But I think that staying at home, you know, it's a big thing. And you shouldn't be ashamed of doing it. And I think sometimes we're made to feel ashamed, almost like we're lazy, or we don't do anything, or we're stupid. We're too stupid to work in the workforce. So we have to be a stay-at-home mom. And I just think it's a crying shame. Okay, on another note really quickly, and then I'll go back to that conversation. I wish I had some more quarter boxes, but I don't. So I'm going to use these And then I'll go back and put some, because I do like what my cleaning focus is. I do like that on this part. So that was Killian asking if he could have something. Of course, he's got to ask for everything in the world. Okay, so sorry my flash went off, so it might be a little bit darker than it was, and that's going to annoy the crap out of me because it's cloudy outside. The sun's not coming in as much as I would want, and I liked that flash being there. But my charger was not plugged in like I thought it was. It had come unplugged, and it was not charging, which means my camera was dying and I didn't know. Okay, so we've got Wednesday, Thursday, now Monday and Tuesday. I do like this a lot. I like having that cleaning thing there because it just lets me know, okay, this is what we're going to focus on. If we get nothing else accomplished as far as cleaning goes, that's okay, girl, because you got this done. It helps. Okay, Saturday, gonna do, what am I even doing? Why? Tombo, I love you, sweetie, but you gotta cooperate with me because we don't have a lot of you left, and I'm gonna need you to stop making me go over things twice because you're not doing well. Some of these, I've noticed that they're cut differently, like the line is a little bit different on, but it's neither here nor there. I have just noticed it. Like sometimes I can put this right on that line and there's plenty of room at the top. Other times it's about to go off the top, off the side. Okay. And this is, what did I do? Okay, so it's this one now. But anyways, I just feel like it's a shame. It's a crying shame that a position that literally raises grown people to be good humans is looked at with such disdain and disrespect. And to me, it is. You know? To me, it is. Crap ball. Why? Just why, Ashley? Why must you do things like that and ruin everything? Come on. But it means that we need to be kinder to each other. And it means that we need to notice each other. And we need to commend each other for all the hard work that we know that it takes. Because we as women are really hard on each other. It's not just everyone else who's rough on us. We're rough on each other as well. And we need to stop that. Because life is hard enough. You know? You know how hard that mama works because you do it too. So why would you be hard on her when you know how you feel down on yourself and you feel, you know, inadequate, you feel like a bad mom, you feel like you're never good enough, you feel all these feelings. You know, you don't, I tell Joshua this sometimes. He actually gets annoyed with me, but I don't care. I tell him this when we talk about, like, I'm going bonkers and bananas. When I've reached that boiling point of, okay, I've stayed home and I've done all of the things as long as I can, and now I've got to get out and you've got to take these kids and you've got to hold on to them for 2 seconds so I can, I don't know, bathe in peace, which I never get to do that. But anyways, someone's always knocking on the door or trying to bust through the door or something, and that's not really good. But anyways, I tell him, you have somebody when you do a good job telling you that you're doing great. And I know he does because I see the emails. Like, he sends me emails all the time of people like bragging on him and telling his boss and his CEO and the president of his company how amazing he is and him and his team are the best and they did so awesome. And Josh, I want Josh. I want Josh. I don't want anybody but Josh. Give me Josh. Give me Josh. Josh. And, you know, he has that constant pat on the back. He knows that he's doing a good job. There's no question. Because someone's always telling him he's doing a good job. He's always getting awards. And he won, you know, most valuable employee this month. He he does all of these things, you know? And he gets that recognition, that pat on the back, that assurance that he's doing a good job. But I don't get that. I'm never going to get that. Who's going to give it to me? Jensen? Jensen's going to give me a Best Mom Ever award, and he's going to tell me that, you know, when I cleaned poop off of every surface of the floor the other day, or, you know, whatever. I'm just making up something that could quite possibly happen. When I cleaned, you know, puke out of my hair, that it was the best cleanup he's ever seen in his entire life, and he cannot believe that I'm so good at it. And if I just keep up the good work, I'm making a difference in this company, making a difference in this family. Is that gonna happen? Heck to the no. Is he gonna tell me that when the neighbor rang the doorbell the other day and I went to the door with no bra and my hair looked like a bird's nest lived in it, that's okay because I look beautiful every single day and I do such a good job that it offsets my crazy hair and, you know, me making a fool of myself in front of the neighbor? No, nobody's gonna do that, you know. In fact, most of the time, I'm actually going to think I'm a failure because my kids are constantly fighting and, you know, nobody appreciates me and I feel like a complete and absolute failure and everybody's fighting with each other and nobody's listening to me and I feel like nobody respects me and nobody gives me what I, you know, everybody makes a freaking huge mess and just makes me clean it all up, and everybody's always demanding me and wanting to sit on me and waller all over me, and you know, you never know that you're doing a good job because in the thick of it, those kids are comfortable with you. They know that you love them no matter what. So if they're having a bad day, you're going to catch the brunt of it. You're going to catch that. You're going to take all of the bad day that they're having and they're going to unleash it on you. The crabby behavior and the attitude and the tears and the worst of their emotions, you're going to catch that because they know that they can trust you with it. And they know that no matter what, you're still going to love them at the end of the day. And it's not going to be you're a horrible child and I can't stand you. No. You're not going to judge them and think differently of them. You're still going to wrap your arms around them at the end of the day and you're going to tell them that you love them and that you'll see them again tomorrow and you hope they have sweet dreams and that they're so special to you. And they're going to feel loved no matter what they did or didn't do. And so you don't know that the 55 times you told them to respect people, you don't know if that's doing a good job yet. You may never know. You know, it is in little moments that you see that you are doing a good job and making a difference because you see them in public and they're sweet to people and they're kind and they use their manners. And when you're not around in a classroom setting at church, people are telling you, man, your kid is the best kid I've ever seen. Like, what do you do? And you get those little moments. But that's all you get. You know what I mean? That's the only way you know you're doing a good job. And in the thick of it, when they're yelling and screaming at each other or they're making a mess after you told them not to get the chips out of the pantry and the chips are now all over the floor and you're cleaning them up, it doesn't feel that way. And nobody's there to tell you it's okay because you're doing a great job. No, there's none of that. And so we need to, I said all of that to say, it's such a long-winded thing to say that we need to do that to each other. Oh no, I love this little guy and I'm gonna have to cut it off because I'm gonna have to overlap and I can't cut off the bicycle because that wouldn't make sense. So this little cutie is just gonna have to be cut off. And that sucks. So let's see how much of him would have to be cut off. It would have to be all of this guy. Oh boy. So very carefully and possibly like horribly and badly, we're going to cut this guy. I'm going to cut the sticker. And then I mean, it's not perfection, but... And then I'm going to put this guy right here. Because I like him. And he's just going to live there. And that's okay. Alright, so I'm done with the full boxes. Let's move along. Alright, so I've got this to do. This is this one for this page. And then I'm just going to leave that because I don't even care right now. Just going to pretend that's straight. Okay, just going to white this out. Okay, then my to-do, my very last to-do, and my checklist, and my washi tape, and let's just get the dang thing done already. Let's go for it. We're on Sunday. I hope that you guys are enjoying these. Let me know if you are. I am really enjoying using this planner, and it, you know, I had almost given up on these inserts and said, you know, I'm just not going to use them because I'm just not liking the way it's turning out. And I tried so many different things, and I've said this before in one of the Plan With Me's, but my friend Tanya from Home with Tanya does this setup for her daily with journaling pages. And the way she does it is she totally sets up absolutely everything ahead of time. And I just loved how she did that. And I was like, I really wish that I could do that, but I just don't want I write a lot in my journaling, in my daily with journaling pages, and she doesn't. And so I just wanted that would work in there for me, but I loved it. And I was like, you know what if I kind of set these up a different way? And when I started playing with it like that, with that kind of thing in mind, of just setting it up with one kit the whole week and all of that, then I found this way, and I like it a lot. I like it quite a bit. Okay, so I'm also going to put these, I think I'm also going to put these too, because why not? And my little one is sleeping. I can't remember, I don't know exactly how long he's been asleep, but it seems like he's taken a pretty decent nap, so that's good. Okay, and I don't care that this is not like spaced out the same way. I don't care about any of that. All right, so let's put our bill due. And then let's put this guy just randomly because I want to. And then what else do we want to put? I really like to put a goals down. Maybe I should have put that there, but that's okay. I'm not going to. Okay. Okay. Then I'm just going to put, I think I'm going to go back and put these here just because I like them. And then I think we'll be close to being done. This is like, is this the longest video ever? I can't tell yet. I don't know. I haven't looked at it. It's 45 minutes long. 43 at this point. It's not like too terrible. I think we can turn this on now. Yeah. I love long videos. They don't bother me. I literally love them. When someone has like a super long video, I'm like, oh yay. I feel like short videos, they're disappointing because you're settling in to watch, you know, a YouTuber that you enjoy watching, and then it's like over so quickly. You're like, oh man, it's done already? Man, that was fast. Like those little 15-20 minute videos, and it just feels like time passed way too quickly. I don't like that. I want it to be longer. Longer, please. Longer. I don't really know why this pretzel is here, but we're going to go with it. Because, of course, why wouldn't we? And I do like this girl. And she has coffee, so she reminds me of myself. So I'm going to use this brown-haired girl. Because I have brown hair. Not hair that I like. It's not as pretty as that, but it's still there. I'm trying to deal with the damage that bearing children has done to my hair. Hormones and craziness and miscarriage and having kids and breastfeeding and all of that, it just, man, it messes with your hair, dude. Like, the things we sacrifice for our babies, the list just keeps on coming. But you know what? I would do it 5,000 times, of course. Okay, this I don't like. I feel like this is like congested, and it would be cuter if it was different. There, that's a little bit better. Okay, so we're gonna put this back in the planner, and I'll give you a peek, and then we'll be donezo. Done, friend. So cute. I really love this. I also love the Shine Sticker Studio washi. It really makes me happy. Okay, so this is gonna be it. Love it. So we've got Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday that you can almost see in frame. Thursday and Friday. Saturday and Sunday. And then we've got our notes page. So that's the way this week is going to turn out. So, appreciate all of you. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.